So I did the Wilton diptych, and I'm basically arguing that it's more about King Richard II, who commissioned the piece, and more about him worshiping himself, and just about political power and being the divine ruler on earth. More about that than him actually worshiping Christ. So, but before that, basically during this time, the Book of Hours was becoming really popular and just like private worship at home. And this book had a lot of devotions and prayers and saints' days to remember. And so, yeah, that was becoming really popular, but especially for the wealthy because they could afford to commission really expensive pieces. So here is the Wilton diptych. On the right, it shows Mary holding Christ, kind of presenting him. He's kind of reaching towards King Richard II. She's surrounded by 11 angels. And then on the left is King Richard II kneeling before Christ. And behind him are his three favorite saints. And this diptych is on wood, and it's hinged. And just around it, there's a bunch of gold. It's super elaborate. The color blue that's used is super expensive for that time, and it kind of just represents how elaborate and expensive and how King Richard could afford this, and just I don't know, more about how the picture looks and less about like him following Christ and who Christ is. And again, I saw that in the diptych of the Virgin enshrouded and throned and the crucifixion. Again, this one has a lot of gold. It's super richly decorated around the halos, and just it is also another picture of Mary presenting Christ. But yeah, another expensive piece. And it also reminded me of the mosaic of Emperor Justinian and his wife in the church. And so basically, he is making a political statement saying he's the divine ruler on earth appointed by God. He has a halo. He's participating in the Eucharist by having the bread, and then he's surrounded by his court as well. And then across from him is his wife holding the chalice of wine, and she's surrounded as well. And she also has a halo as the divine empress appointed by Christ. So then here are the little details of the diptych that also reflect similar themes to Justinian and his wife. His emblem is everywhere in this piece. He is wearing it. It's a white heart. And then this is all over his like cloak as well. And then the angels are also all wearing it, kind of like approving of his reign on earth, being like the divine intercessors between him and God, and like approving of him. And there are also 11 angels in the picture, which some scholars think represents how old he was, which is how old he was when he became king. So that can be like a reference back to that as well. But yeah, just kind of showing the approval of the angels to him as well. And they're all kind of gazing down at him. And then Christ is reaching towards him, which just kind of represents him blessing the king, approving of him and his reign. And all the gaze is kind of cast on King Richard II and not so much on Christ. So again, that just kind of reflects that. And then on the back has nothing to do with religion or Christianity or anything. Again, it shows his emblem. And this time the heart is wearing a crown around its neck and is being chained, kind of representing him being chained to the crown and like loyal to that. And I think that again emphasizes King Richard using his political power to kind of gain control of people, and using Christianity as kind of like a means to do that. And then again on the left is another symbol of that in his emblem. So yeah, so that's it.